So what if the state you live in doesn't have the medical treatment that you need? Well, logic would dictate, I'll just move to a state that does have it, or I'll travel to that state for treatment and then I'll come home. Wrong. Because like I said, Medicaid is offered on a state-by-state basis and offers no reciprocity. So even if you may have waited on the waiting list for years, if you move, you would have to reapply, and that means get to the back of the line. And because it is illegal to have Medicaid in 2 states at the same time, you must unenroll with your first state before moving to your next state. What's worse, if the medical treatment you require is something your life depends on, then you're basically trapped. This is happening to my brother and countless others. My brother's name is Effie, and he has severe autism, an intellectual disability. He requires 24/7 care, which we cannot provide in our home. And there are no 24/7 care facilities in Georgia that would accept kids like Effie. So we were forced to look out of state. We were fortunate enough to find somewhere called Bancroft, which did accept him. And the problem, it's in New Jersey. My mother worked hard for about 2 years and advocated to the top of the State Department for Georgia Center for Medicaid Services and got them to agree to pay for his out-of-state funding. They did this by implementing a single case agreement and something called an interstate compact. The interstate compact is implemented through the Department of Family and Children's Services, and it basically means that one state is sending one of its residents out of state temporarily, but the sending state remains responsible for that resident. Think of it like a legal babysitter. Interstate compacts are very rare because usually states don't like to play nicely together in the sandbox. I think this tool is very underused in the Medicaid population. There seems to be no solution. If my brother becomes a New Jersey resident, he'll have to reapply for coverage, and during that wait time, he'll have no coverage at all. If he comes home, there's nowhere for him to go. If only Medicaid were portable, then this whole problem could be avoided. So the idea for my cause fair is that this interstate compact wouldn't be such a difficult thing to acquire. If only Medicaid were portable, or at least if there was some sort of mechanism that could be instituted so that, especially when the health and well-being of a citizen is involved. My goal is to someday see Effie's law, which will be a mechanism by which states could implement a seamless transition if a family needs to relocate. The hindrance I foresee is that not every state's Medicaid is the same, and not every state runs their Medicaid services the same way. So there would have to be some sort of federal guidelines that each state adopts so that they can be implemented, so they can be transferred more easily from one another. So how could some high school have to make a change like this? Well, the thing I can do is I can write to legislators, governors, anyone who will listen. I can take it to social media, and with that, people who are in the same situation as I am, who are low on hope, will find that they are not alone. If we work together, change will come. We claim to be the United States, but with every state working with only themselves, we create a barrier between each other. If we finally work together, we can actually become the United States that we claim to be.